Hey, what's up guys? Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So let's get on with the titles that you probably, I clickbaited you in to go ahead and look at my videos. Why 50% of millennials think that $300,000 or less is equivalent to retire. We're gonna actually talk about how much is needed to go ahead and retire, the current mortgage rates. Millennials, goddamn stupid as hell. You think $300,000 is enough to go ahead and retire? Unfreaking believable. And we're also going to be talking about, well, LA gangs are actually targeting people who are wealthy in the rich areas and robbing them. We're going to talk about that. You talk about how many people have gotten robbed so far, especially in my neighborhood. I'll tell you a little story of exactly what happened. And then also, I've been telling you guys over and over and over again how I've been right about everything. The Volcker shock is going to be taken into effect, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a little clip of Jerome Powell, the guy that's running this whole entire show, the guy that everybody's going to end up hating here, and the reason why Volcker was such an important figure into where we're at right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to first talk about, Volcker. Volcker was one of the guys who was the Fed head chair back in the late 70s to 80s. And what happened is he knew that we had to go ahead and counter hyperinflation. And in order for us to go ahead and counter hyperinflation, his exact words is, yes, I know, and I quote, we need to go ahead and get the economy into a deep recession. Deep recession sucks. It's not good. It's terrible. It's horrible. But he went ahead and said we had to get into a deep recession because we fucked up. We screwed up so bad that we need to go ahead and counter it by giving the market a big shock. And that shock was hitting interest rates into the 18, 19, 20% mark. Now we're kind of steadily going there. It's incremental. As you've noticed, the next Fed increase is going to be in July 27th. But let me go ahead and show you a little clip exactly of what Jerome Powell said right now. So let's take a look and see what.
Again, how important one of your mandates is price stability. How important price stability is to all Americans.
So price stability is really the bedrock of the economy in the sense that you really cannot have a sustained period of maximum employment, our other co-equal goal. You can't have that without price stability. And so we must restore price stability, and we will. We have the tools and the resolve and hopefully the judgment to accomplish that task. It's essential that we do.
What's your next step?
Well, if you look at the market has been I think reading our reaction function reasonably well, and I think what you will see is continued progress toward expeditious progress toward higher rates. I'll say this: the committee, the center of the committee wrote down that rates would be between 3 and 3.5% by the end of this year, as of a few weeks ago, as of 1 week ago.
Is this Federal Reserve Board of Governors under your leadership committed, as Dr. Volcker was some 40 years ago, to bringing inflation under control no matter what?
I would never want to try to compare myself to Paul Volcker in any way, but I will say that we are strongly committed to restoring price stability. We do understand that it is the thing that we need so that we can get back to the kind of labor market that we all want.
But reaching the standard that Volcker left at the Fed would be a high reach, but one that anybody there should try to get there, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Thank you.
If you notice at the end of that video, he did not seem, now that the reference of Volcker was mentioned a couple of times throughout this whole entire monetary policy meeting that they went ahead and had, and he doesn't want to compare himself to Volcker. He doesn't want to even be close to Volcker because that means that everything is going to be completely into the crapper. Okay, everything is going to go to shit, and it's going to put a big hurt on everything. When I mean everything, I'm talking about companies, I'm talking about economy, I'm going to talk about jobs, I'm talking about every single thing you could possibly imagine. It's going to affect it in not a small way, but in an extremely dramatic way. But now that we had talked about that, Volcker once said that we were going to go to the only way to get us out of our this stupid thing of inflation that we got going on. We have to go ahead and do something that's called shocked. We're gonna have to shock the market. And in order to do that, that's the only way we get out of hyperinflation. So a lot of people also ask, what the hell is this hyperinflation? Now, whenever you get into hyperinflation and you end up letting it go completely nuts, what will end up happening is if you go to McDonald's, a Big Mac will end up costing you like $1,000. Now, in your mind, you're like, that's stupid. Why the hell would a Big Mac cost $1,000? Well, inflation will go ahead and devalue the current currency that you typically hold, which in turn will make the whole entire market as a whole, everything, all the goods and services that you have, overinflated. Now they have this in, I think in Vietnam, where they have dong, right? That's a funny, the only reason why I said it because it's a funny currency, right? Dong. Now dongs, like you could have like 1 billion dong and it's like $1,000 or $2,000. I actually didn't do the actual conversion rate, but this is an example, right? Now, there's a lot of other countries that have that where it's like millions and millions of dollars, but because they didn't try to counter hyperinflation, now their money is completely deemed worthless. It's nothing. So you have $1 million bills, $10 million bills, $20 million bills, and it's all nothing. It's just dollars. It's just numbers on a piece of paper that have no value. But let's go ahead and go on with the mortgage rate update, which is actually not bad. We actually have gotten back into the 5s in a long time. The real estate market as a whole, you're hearing it from the mouth of the guy who does this every day for a living as a mortgage broker and a real estate broker, predominantly in the mortgaging side. But we do dabble on both of them, soon to be into the appraisal side, but we'll let that kind of go in. We got to do what you got to do to go ahead and make sure you stay afloat and everything, because we went from doing like 100, 150 loans a month to 2. People are laying off left and right, but whatever. Let's get on with the mortgage rate update. We're going to be pricing out 5 different mortgage products: a 30-year fixed, a 15-year fixed, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo, and a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage is by now, it is fixed interest only for 5 years. Then it gets adjusted every single year according to the rate and the cap on your product. So as of right now, we are sitting at 5.88% as of 6/22/2022. On a 30-year fix, 0.19% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.15% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.53% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.62% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. 15-year fix will be sitting at 5.34%. That is 0.1% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.04% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.56% increase from 1 month ago, 2.71% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year FHA will be sitting at 5.40%. That is 0.18% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.22% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.40% better pricing than 1 month ago, and 2.65% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. 30-year jumbo will be sitting at 4.99%. That is 0.16% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.06% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.25% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 1.81% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 5.25%. That is 0.13% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.1% better pricing 1 week ago, 0.73% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.97% increase from 1 year ago. So that's going to be our mortgage rate update. Now, a lot of people are all asking, be like, hey, the Feds hit us at 75 basis points just this last week. Why are interest rates decreasing? Well, there was a no buy on mortgage-backed securities shortly after. That means in the entire market, not a single person decided that they deemed that this had any value at all. So if that has no value, well, chances are it's complete shit and everybody's a little bit timid about it. But that's going to be your mortgage rate update. And then let's go ahead and get this plug out of the way. For up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing on selling your current home or any mortgage assistance, link in the description below. Like, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff. We got that out of the way. Okay, now we're going to talk about millennials. Millennials, idiots, dumbasses. What fucking idiots? Well, whatever. So 50% of millennials, for some odd reason, think that $300,000 or less is enough to go ahead and retire. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go build that stupid little van of yours and just go trickle around the whole entire, thing? I'm gonna go make a van or your tiny home or whatever. That's not how the world works, okay? As you get older, you're gonna go ahead and end up having a family. Well, not all of you, but majority of you will end up having, you'll get married, you'll end up having kids, and things happen. You don't think about, what are you gonna do? Take your kids around on a fucking tiny home or like that stupid little van that everybody's been purchasing? You know how many people that I know that are like, dude, you know what? I'm not even gonna buy a house. I'm gonna go and convert a stupid bus or something like that into a thing. No, not when you have kids, because then you have school, you have doctors that you have to be close to, and checkups, and you know, it's a bad environment for any kid to be in that's going to be constantly on the move. You're just not doing any favors to your kid. But 50% of millennials think that $300,000 or less is enough to go out and retire. Gen X is born between 1965 to 1980, and Gen Z is born 1997 to 2012. They had a little bit higher estimates. You know, God bless them, 97 to 2012. But my generation, millennials, fucking retards, they actually think that it's going to be around 500,000. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly how much you're going to need in order for you to go ahead and retire here in a little bit. The boomers born from 1946 to 1964 had the highest median guess at 750,000, which kind of makes sense because, you know, the cost of living back in the day was a lot less. Majority of them concluded their 30-year mortgages. They got ahead and paid out. And that's just, you know, in the Social Security and the means of living for a lot of people in the boomer stage was a lot less than what it is currently as of now. I feel, in my personal opinion, that majority of us, as far as millennials, we spend a lot more. We have a different outlook on life. We're kind of, I guess you would say, a little bit irresponsible. We're stupid. I'm not gonna lie, I made some stupid ass decisions in my entire life, especially financial. I've made millions and I've lost millions, and it just, we're dumb. I'm a dumb guy. We don't have that, you know, the value of money as of now. I do. Now I'm close to in my 40s. Now I have the value of money. Now I'm a cheap ass. But many of them that near or at retirement, so they have a clear picture of what retirement needs will be. However, even the amount probably won't be enough to retire on in a comfort, which experts say. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm no expert, but I will tell you that whenever you retire, you are not working anymore. What are you going to do? You're going to sit around your house and you're going to look at each other like a couple of moolies, like a bunch of schmoes, and you're like, hey, baby, what are you doing? Let me go make a goddamn garden or something, or let's go. No, you know, after you get to that retirement stage, you're going to want to go and enjoy your life. You're going to want to go do a little bit of this. You're going to want to do a little bit of that. You're going to want to go and do stuff that you didn't do because you worked your ass off for such a long time. Now it's time to retire. Go enjoy your life. Go do something. The estimated retirement savings for all workers are on the low side, says Catherine Collison, CEO and president of Trans-America Institute, the parent foundation of the Center of Retirement Studies. I'm concerned that they are not thinking big enough in terms of how much somebody should save. How much different generations estimate they need to retire comfortably? Well, boomers, 750,000. Gen X's think 500,000. Millennials, which is my area of idiots, is 300,000. What are you going to do with $300,000? Once you retire at 65 years old, you think $300,000 is going to carry you on for the next, let's say, if you did, you know, if you're doing good, you know, for the next 20 years? Make it to 85 years old, you're going to live off of $300,000. That's nothing. That's pennies on the dollar. You're going to be dying here. And Gen Zs think $500,000 will be enough to go ahead and retire. Whatever. So how much money do you actually need to go ahead and retire comfortably? Well, the rule of thumb is that your annual retirement income, which is around 75% of your pre-retirement income, according to experts, based on like, you know, retirement calculators, the median millennial, which is age 32, earning in the household income median is $68,703. That equates to $1.8 million in order for you to retire on 3/4 of your income at the age of 67. $1.8 million, far stretched from 300,000, isn't it? That might sound really, really bad, but you know, the problem is majority of people don't get taught, like, you know, financial literacy, take how important it is, you know, because 401k is stupid. It's idiotic. 401ks are dumb. Okay, go put your money into something that will go ahead and accumulate and, you know, have compounding interest, and then you go ahead and take money and put it this way and that way and have some sort of other investment to go ahead and set yourself really, really well. Now, a lot of people also say the argument, well, if I have $300,000 in my retirement account, well, then I'm also sitting on a nest egg. You know, I have my house. I could go ahead and pull out on that. Well, then you're just taking that initial investment that you take and you're just dumping it into the ground. Now, for me, I only have a house because eventually, because my parents, they didn't do what we're doing as parents nowadays. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully at the end of this term, I'm going to go ahead and pay this one off. I'm going to pay off another house. I'm going to pay off another house, probably about, 3-4 houses. So I set my kids up for when they are, they're coming into the workplace. So the financial hardships that I had to endure, well, I could alleviate some of that burden. That's our job. And our job is to go ahead and not say, you know what, dump you, you're on your own. Our job as parents are to go ahead and teach you how to go ahead and have the best quality of life as it goes on. Not to go work for some asshole and say, you know what, yes ma'am, yes sir, yes sir. No, find something that you like. Then once you find something that you like, then you go ahead and go all the way. Don't half-ass it. You full-ass that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. But that is, in essence, how much money you're gonna need. 3/4 of your salary across the ages that you have. I'll put, if I have time, I'll put an income medium or the retirement calculator down here, and you guys can figure it out yourself. But the next one is here in LA. I am from Los Angeles, California. LA street gangs are targeting the wealthy people. Okay, so LAPD urges residents to be on guard, and now security is going crazy. Like even in my neighborhood, like security is going nuts, which I'll get to a little story here in a little bit about the area that I live in. In one case, a man was arrested this month on suspicious of robbing a victim who stole 2 watches worth an estimated of $600,000. So what they do, and a lot of people have been doing this. Now, this is not a new thing. The biggest thing that people do is valet parking. So these, don't ask me how I know, you come across people in the course of your life that aren't the best of people in the world. Well, I used to have some buddies, which I still do, that they're affiliated with some people that you shouldn't, the red, the blue, the everyday associates of the not so greater class. But gotta say, some of them are really, really good people, very, very smart, intelligent people. But regardless, what they do is valets. What they do is they pay off valets whenever somebody comes in with, like, let's say a Rolls, if they got a Dawn with them, or if they got, a Bentayga, or if they got a whatever high-end vehicle that they have. They'll go ahead and either A, run the license plates, or B, they'll go ahead and look at the registration form to see where the address is. They'll go ahead and look up the address because they know that whenever you are at the restaurant, there's typically not anybody at the home. And then they'll go and rob your house, or they'll do whatever, unless they see you, you're rocking like some sort of, AP, or you're rocking, some sort of really, really nice watch, or you look like you're doing really, really well for yourself, right? So they'll wait till you get at the restaurant. They'll hit up a couple of guys that be like, yo, go to this house. They'll go scout the house, and then they'll go rob it, and then they'll go ahead and be on their merry way. That's how the world of robbing goes. So be careful. Those glove boxes where your registration and stuff is, lock those things up. You don't want to be that guy that ends up getting robbed. But people are securing up. Like a lot of the people that I know in my area, they're buying guns left and right. It's a scary thing. Now, the story that I'm going to go ahead and get at now, in my community here in Los Angeles, right across the street, the chief of police, the big kahuna of Los Angeles, lives right across the street. So during this whole entire, like a couple of years ago, everybody was going nuts. Police were getting hated on because, they killed that guy with the foot on his neck, and then there was other things that were happening. Well, a bunch of people ended up coming over to his neighborhood, and they were going to burn it down with him inside of it. Chief of police, is there no respect in this world anymore? First of all, there's a couple of things you don't do. You don't hit women, you don't hit kids, and you don't fuck with the black and blue. You don't mess with police. You don't cross them, because they are the biggest gang in the whole entire LA County area. You are not going to get a bigger gang than Los Angeles Police Department, or any police department that is in your area, because you're not going to win. You're going to always lose. So you got to always be nice to those guys. But so the aftermath of all of that is now I have the best security system in the world. We have helicopters that run around our house community because they need to make sure that guy's protected so that doesn't happen. Now, it's all gated community and all that other good pajazz. I'm not gloating or anything like that. I'm just saying. But they were going to bust through the gate, which some of them were climbing over the gate and they were trying to get in. And the next door neighbor that I have, he's also a police officer. They all rounded up and they went to, those poor bastards, they got shot a lot with a lot of rubber bullets. It never made the news, though. That was a little bit interesting. It never, ever made the news. This guy's got some power. But if you like the content, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, all that other good stuff. 50% commission rebate, 0% listing fee on selling your current home or any mortgage assistance. That's my second plug. Link in the description below. Until next video, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Oh, by the way, the next Fed rate is going to be July 27th. If you want to stay up to date, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Keep yourself up to date on what's going on in LA, around the world, rates, all this other stuff. And until next video, guys, peace.
I don't wanna waste a minute. Don't have any plans, bring it. If you got a glass, fill it. Cause I need it now. Money is a in it. I don't wanna think about it. So if you know the song, sing it. Cause I need it now. Take me to a place where the music's loud. I don't wanna think right now. Flashing lights running through the crowd. I don't ever wanna stop. So let's get out, let's get out. I got money in my pocket and I'm about to f***ing drop it with you now, with you now. Tear the roof off every building, I know I'll be spending millions with you. Just tell me what you wanna do. So let's get out, let's get out. I got money in my pocket and I'm about to spend it all. I don't wanna waste a minute. Don't have many plans, bring it. If you got a glass, fill it. Cause I need it now. Money is a in it. I don't wanna think about it. So if you know the song, sing it. Cause I